is my father, Harold, my sister, Crystal, my mother, Juanita, my best friend, Hannah, and last but not least, my best friend, Jonathan.
Before I begin my speech, I ask each and every one of you to ask yourselves, what is the meaning of music? What does it mean to your life? And since the day you were born, how does music continue to evolve? Who impacts music? Say, for instance, Elvis, Johnny Cash, Reba McEntire, even the Beatles, and last but not least, Michael Jackson. But what about their producers, their promoters, mixers and masters, their engineers, and so forth? Most of those people rarely receive the amount of attention that they deserve, as the artists receive the fame. Of course, equally, they both do the same amount of work. Now, people like Ruth Anderson deserve the same acknowledgement as the artist that I just spoke about. Why? For one, she revolutionized the music industry in a way that Hannah, Mom, Crystal, each of you could have a chance in the music industry. Because back in her time, she was born in 1928, most women didn't have a chance. She's an American composer, a fluist, orchestrator, sound engineer, and electronic musician. She attained a degree as a fluist in 1949 at the University of Washington. In 1951, she attained a degree as a master's for composition. Then she went on to do postgraduate work at Columbia Princeton Electronic Music Center and the Princeton University. Afterwards, she performed with a large group called the Totenberg Instrumental Ensemble, which is a large group of musicians, and she was a fluist there. Not too long after that, she became the principal of the Boston Pops, a good group back in her time. After that, in 1960, she was the orchestrator for NBC. But none of you knew that, did you? Until 1966, she was also orchestrator for Lincoln Center Theater. To only go on to 1966 from 1989 as a professor teaching the music theory and composition at Hunter College in New York City. It was here where she became one of the first founders of electronic music studio, much less the first female founder. Here, she was able to work with sine tones, which are distinct sound waves in electronic music that she basically developed and worked with most of the time. And it's the purest form of an electronically generated sound wave. And it sounds like a flute because Ruth Anderson played the flute. Now these sound waves recently, scientists have discovered, have the ability to remove acidity in one's muscles. Ruth Anderson did not know this, but she did unintentionally discover that it served as a form of therapy for her students when she played a song called Points, her first piece, in class. This piece consists of pulsations that continue to change throughout the whole entire song. And the sine tones basically modulate, like a singer's voice. They can modulate their voice from different notes. And what this did for her student named Louise, it got rid of her migraines. When Ruth Anderson only thought that she was going to be able to calm her students down after a hard day's work. Also, another one of her students named Loretta, before a piano piece, got rid of muscle spasms in her arm after playing this piece over and over again before having to perform the piano piece. Therefore, Ruth Anderson also deserves to be acknowledged for catapulting research within the music therapy world. Because without her, I wouldn't be able to have any ability to understand music therapy and help people as well. Through these sign tones, she also discovered a way to attain a reverb effect by multi-tracking with this device called a multi-track tape machine. And she would take 3 tapes, record 2 of them in the same speed, record it like basically a flute, and then the last tape she would record it in reverse. And she would combine all of those at the last moment, and the reverse one would create a reverb effect. This also helped out the music industry because no longer do you have to be in large cathedrals to get the effect. You can be in a simple room like this to get a huge effect. The frequencies that she discovered through sine tones are continuing to astonish the minds of people today. The frequencies go through our ears and reach our muscles, and in our minds it basically can calm us down or irritate us depending on which sound we're used to hearing. But without Ruth Anderson, we don't know this, possibly, if she didn't exist. Of course there was others, like her. But this one person working so hard to figure out how to help other people was able to impact thousands of lives to follow, including mine. Yet she received no fame for it, unlike most mainstream artists today. While she works behind the scenes and now does not do anything except for live in her house at Lakewood in Montana. She's retired and continues to give awards to female artists who continue to try to find more ways to impact the music industry. She has a bunch of awards and stuff. The main one is the Ruth Anderson Award that's given to females for finding new music. And her discoveries lead to stuff like this. From her first music studio to now. And there's many like that, especially mine too. Which allows not only females to do their work, but me too. Because although we can't afford instruments and such, we can still afford to be able to put my mind into electronic music. But without Ruth Anderson, I fail to be able to put my mind to work. So ask yourself, without Ruth Anderson, what does music mean? Without Ruth Anderson, how many females don't have a chance? Ask yourself. Thank you.